messages, which I understand. Thank you, thank you.
Right. You're very much welcome, guys. Akiko, can you please put me as a co-host?
Okay. Thank you for the heads up.
Hello, Alauzi. Hello, Raquel. Hello, Gilmar is here. Hello, Gilmar.
Hello.
Juan Milano, our special guest, the topics master of the day. Are you ready, Juan?
Yeah, I'm doing as a timer right now, but very good. I'm ready.
Right. And we have Fabio Nonato. Hello, Fabio. How are you?
I'm fine. I have long time don't speak English. I'm so sorry, but a long time ago I was in Toastmasters and I miss you, and I want to go back. But today I only listen you.
All right, don't worry. Fabio, where are you from?
I'm from Minas Gerais, but today I'm working on Brasília.
Ah, you are in Brasília today. Excellent, beautiful.
It's not it's not good city to live, but to work is good.
Good.
And you,
Right.
where are you from?
I am from Rio, but now I live in Brasília. I live in Asa Norte.
Terrible. Bad choice. I love Rio. I'm so sorry.
I had my time in Rio. Yes, I had special moments there, and that was good.
Fabio, I'm living in the same district as you. Yeah, I'm from Choi. So everyone make sure to change your name if you have role, like Juan already did.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, Raquel already did. I'm sure, Brianna, I will rename you.
Guys, today we're gonna have a special edition of 4 movies and series. So if you would like to change your background to something that you like, some horror movie that you like, you're very much welcome. Yes, my background is Dexter, a very famous serial killer. I can see that Akiko chose the Rock Horror Picture Show. That's a very weird movie and scary at the same time. I know this movie.
Yes, my favorite. Spooky
It's about aliens that they are transgender as well, right?
And lots of good music in the movie.
Yeah.
I really like that.
Akio, what about your background? What is it?
It's 10 Cloverfield Lane, a movie that I watched recently and I really loved. It was a movie that left me excited from beginning to end. So I really enjoyed it.
Please tell me the name again.
Recommend 10 Cloverfield Lane. I think you can, I don't know if it's possible to read. Cloverfield Lane.
Okay.
It's excellent. I seriously recommend you to watch.
That's different. What about you, Alauz? What is this in your background? Oh, it's all right. I know it. Juan Milano, this is very scary. What is this?
The Conjuring. I think I like horror movies, and long period, this was the one that got me thrilled by his emotions, let's say.
All right. Is this a mother and a daughter?
Yeah, The Conjuring.
Haunted Family.
Come again?
Alexandre, welcome, Alexandre.
Hello, guys. I'm here with Conjuring also, the scariest movie I have ever seen.
What is the name?
Conjuring.
The Conjuring, okay.
Yes,
Conjuring.
Conjuring. Okay, thanks, Patricia.
And Patricia, you have a very beautiful background. Is this a horror movie or is just a beautiful landscape?
It's just a beautiful landscape.
All right.
I have a different feeling about horror movies, so we'll talk about it if I end up talking about it. Okay.
All right. So guys, it's about time. I want to welcome everyone in this meeting. Yes. And this is Dexter, for those who don't know. He's a serial killer that kills bad people. That's his moral code. Yes. I'm not sure if it's a good one, but at least he tries to balance it. That's the proposal of the series. And we're gonna talk about the table topic is gonna be about horror movies. So this whole idea is a tribute to the Halloween that's gonna be next week, right? It's not like a traditional holiday in Brazil, but I'm sure it is in the US, yeah. And some parts of Brazil we celebrate it, yes. We don't do trick-or-treating. It's very hard to do this in Brazil, but we also dress dark clothes and wear costumes, and that's a very nice part of to celebrate this holiday. So guys, I'm gonna start the meeting now. I will be the Toastmasters of the day. And let's see if you can see my screen. Guys, Toastmaster is an international club where leaders are made. The meeting guide is, please leave your mic on mute whenever it's possible, because we don't have external interferences during the meeting. Applause in sign language. We use our hands to applaud. We don't clap our hands. Try to use the word of the day. Soon the grammarian will talk about it. Thumbs up for those who use the word of the day, so encourage them to use. We recognize their effort. And place a pin on the timer picture whenever you are a speaker, so you can control the time of your speech. We keep our meetings recorded on YouTube, so you can check it later on if you want to. For our guests, it is not mandatory to speak, but we invite you to speak in the second section of our meeting. The club mission is to develop public speaking and leadership skills through active participation, inclusive experience, and continuous learning. That's the goal of the club. The Toastmaster is an international and non-profit educational organization that teaches public speaking, and you can see it's in 143 countries, more than 16,000 clubs worldwide, and we have more than 350,000 members in the world. There are some companies that use the Toastmasters methodology, just like Apple, FedEx, IBM, Stanford University, and so many others that use the Toastmasters methodology to improve the skills of their staff. So that's it. That's the brief history of Toastmasters for those who don't know it yet. And today's topic of the day will be horror movies. So I have my background. It's not a horror movie, it's a horror series, thriller series that talks about a serial killer. And we can, if you want, I invite you to change your background to one of your favorite horror movies or series that made an impact in your life. My name is King Gibson. I'm going to be the Toastmasters of the day. And Alauzi Pires is our timer. Alauzi, can you talk a little bit about your function today?
Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. Thank you, Kim. So as a timer, my role today is monitoring time of table topics, each prepared speech, and evaluators. So I will be keeping track of time of all meeting too. And for example, if we have a speech of 7 minutes, when it's 5 minutes, so my background will be green. When it's 6 minutes, the middle of time, the maximum time, my background will be yellow. And when my background is red, it means that your time is finished, but you have already 30 seconds to finish your speech. Thank you, Kim.
Thank you so much, Alauzi. Thank you for the explanation. And now I will introduce another member. The accounter of the day will be him, the brilliant, the chess player, the mastermind, Jumar Anderson. Jumar, can you talk a little bit about your function today, please?
Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for the chess. I'm going to take notes of the filling words like well, and so on. And I will take notes too of repeated words. And I'll try to take notes of the body language when it doesn't look natural. And at the end, I will show you the result. Thank you very much, Ken.
Thank you, Jumar, for the explanation. Thank you so much. Guys, the grammarian of the day will be me, and soon I will be explaining the word of the day and how you should use it in a sentence, all right? And I encourage you all to include the word of the day in your prepared speech or in the impromptu speech. The topic's master is a special guest called Juan Milano. He's from Italy, right, Juan? No, guys, I'm just kidding. Juan, talk a little bit about your role as a topic's master and tell us, where are you from?
Perfect. Thank you, Kim. Actually, I'm kind of Italian, but not Italian at my nationality. For my table topic of the day, we are going to be presented with a series of questions that you should improve or improvise the answer for that regarding the topic that you choose for that. So, Kim, back to you.
Thank you, Milano. Thank you so much for the explanation. So, guys, it's going to be very nice. I've seen the slides. It's going to be a very nice table topics. And the Zoom master is Akiko Yamagami. She is the girl behind the scene. Yes, she is the force that unites us all. She gives us the links. She gives us the necessary support we need throughout the meeting. Yes, she does everything we need to keep the meeting on time and on a regular schedule. So thank you, Akiko, for doing that for us. Yes, thank you so much. It's a very important role. It's a very secret role because people don't know she's doing that. And guys, the word of the day is gloomy. It's an adjective, and the meaning is without hope, dark. Yes, so we can use this in a sentence like this. He has a gloomy view of the future. Yes, or the sky is gloomy. When the sky is like a little bit rainy or cloudy, we can say the sky is gloomy. Yes. So I encourage you all to use those words in your speeches whenever possible. I will give you the thumbs up when you use it. And now we will start the prepared speeches of the day. The first speech of the day will be Alexandre Magno. He is in the Persuasive Influence staff. He's in the project Research and Presents. And his evaluator will be Brianna Paris, the Queen of Talk. The title of his speech is "Why Do We Like Horror Movies?" which is perfect, a perfect title for the theme of the day. Alexandre, so I wish you a perfect speech. Best of luck, and the floor is yours.
I was just 11 and I was gloomy. I was losing my faith. I was already at the adolescence crisis. So I decided to do what all the guys on my age would like to do. I decided to see for the first time a horror movie. Well, I was a teenager at the 80s, and there was one big classical horror movie there, and it was The Exorcist. So I asked Mama, I asked Daddy, if I can see the movie that will be on TV late at night. They said, yes, but. Yes, you can, but it will scare you a lot. You will piss on the bed. You'll have traumas, nightmares, etc., etc. And I thought to myself, okay, I'll never do that. Forget. And you know, 11 is the average age in which people see their first horror movie. That's something very teenager on that. Well, I grew up and almost forgot about the issue. Then I met my wife. When I met her, we were dating, and I said to her, how about going to the movies? And she said to me, what kind of movie do you like to see? I said, anything. And she said, I'm so embarrassed. May I tell you, will you understand me? Will you forgive me? Okay, tell me. I love horror movies. So we started dating and seeing horror movies. It was love at the first sight. And in my background, there is The Conjuring, the scariest movie that we ever saw together in a movie theater. In fact, after the movie at that night, I woke up in the middle of the night screaming, sensing some strange presence around me. I was really scared. And my wife became scared of how I was scared. But why we like so much horror movies? Well, some people that are very strange to me say they don't like at all horror movies. But I think that normal, healthy people love horror movies. But why? I went to research on that, trying to explain myself and our couple mania. Well, here are a few reasons why we love horror movies. First reason, most of the time we are bored to death. And if we don't practice radical sports like skydiving, etc., maybe the horror movie can give us that rush of adrenaline. And this rush of adrenaline makes us feel alive. It's a curious thing. When we are at most in danger is where we most feel alive. Okay, it's not only the rush. We are fascinated by the supernatural. We intuitively believe in the supernatural. We want to believe in that. And in the horror movies, you have the belief, but you don't have the commitment. Okay, during that time, I will believe there is evil, radical evil in the world. And third and final reason, you must not forget that some horror movies may be very useful for you. Think, for example, about The Walking Dead. What if a zombie apocalypse happens here? You will be prepared if you see Walking Dead. Well, thank you all. But remember two things. First of all, conjuring. Second of all, insidious. Thanks.
Thank you so much. So yeah, he shared a little bit of his story with us, yes. And guys, yes, we love horror movies because we want to feel some adrenaline. Sometimes people like the sensation of being fearful, yeah? So you can do this without being compromised with the reality, yes? Without really being there. So it's a way of, yes, it's a very interesting way to put yourself in danger without being in danger. Guys, Akiko has shared us a link to give a feedback to Alexandre. So I ask you guys to please take a moment to give him some feedback about how he can improve his speaking skills. Meanwhile, I will share with you an audio. Don't be scared. It's okay. You don't need to cry.
Time is finished.
Tell me, Alaus.
Time is finished.
Right. So now we're gonna have the speech of another guest from another club. Plínio Pinheiro is his name, yes. He's in the persuasive influence path, and the project is Understanding Vocal Variety. His evaluator will be Raquel Mello, and the title of his presentation is, Do You Believe in Miracles? That's very interesting. I am very eager to listen to your speech, and the floor is yours, Plinio. Have a nice one.
Hello, madams and fellow Toastmasters. Have you ever witnessed a miracle? Have you? I'm going to tell you some facts of a lawyer middle-class family from the 50s in São Paulo, Brazil. This plot may be familiar to some of you, since a family of six. Lola, the loving husband, Julio, and their four children, Alfredo, Julinho, Carlos, and Isabel. Julio worked in a fabric store. Lola used to baking sweets until Julio forbade her from continuing to work. The couple sacrificed themselves to pay the mortgage and the installments of the house where they lived in. Mrs. Edna really liked cooking. She used to bake unripe papaya, braised with ground beef and fresh coriander. I could feel the smell from here. The neighborhood could smell it from far away. Unfortunately, without prior notice, Julio passed away, leaving the death of the house and the family. The oldest son was from 11 to 12 years old. Then you can have an idea of the age of the others. Because of this, as there were no daycare centers or NGOs at that time, the widow would have to work. But whom to leave the children with? She had to sell the furniture and goods of the house in order to feed her children. The only thing she didn't get rid of was her radio set. Exactly because in the moment of hunger, while the radio was on, she could hear music, news, and all kind of entertainment to distract the children. One day, when she had nothing, absolutely nothing to feed them, from her radio, an announcement. Hey, you, on the other side, do you believe in God? If you do, call us right now and prove it. Tell us a fact that makes you pretty sure of the existence of miracles. Lola, Dona Edna, got enlightened by this great opportunity. She ran to their neighbor's house, begged to use the phone, and called the radio station. Boy, I'm sure God exists. Oh, so you believe in the existence of God? Yes, young man, she says. I'm absolutely sure of it, because if it didn't exist, my children wouldn't be alive without eating for 7 days. Only a miracle, but just a miracle to sustain these 6 lives under these circumstances. And please, let me make an appeal. I ask everyone who is listening, because I'm sure this will touch someone's heart, and that a good soul will send food to my children. It's just what I ask for. Plus a job to give me the opportunity to support my family. On the other side, among the listeners, there was someone supposed to be very special, a supermarket chain owner, a no-believer who had the great opportunity to prove that God don't exist. He sent someone at that very moment to that lady's house. Obviously, the radio station sent a reporter to cover it. The businessman moved a trusted employee, introduced him to load a truck with groceries and other things to donate to the family. When the woman asks you, who sent all this? You must tell her it was the devil. The devil. Demanded the businessman to his employee. More, if she doesn't ask who sent all of this, you must tell her it was the devil. Demanded the business of his employee. Again. You are going to tell her that all this stuff, all these supplies was sent by the devil. Of course, she will be very scared. But I want you to act like this. But I don't have any courage to do that, said the employee. If you don't act exactly this way, you will be fired. The reporters will be broadcasted and I will find out. Getting there, to the surprise of the people around, as the employee began unloading the truck, Mrs. Lola knelt down, thanking with gratitude. Oh, my Lord, my sweet Lord, I'm so impressed. At this point, she looked at the reporter and the employee, just wondering who was the one sent by the Lord that had blessed her with so much food. At this point, the employee whispered to the reporter, my boss will fire me. If I don't tell her who is the one sent her. Madam, don't you want to know who sent you all this stuff? She gazed the man for a while. I'm not going to ask, my son, because when God commands, even the devil obeys. Back to you, Toastmasters.
Thank you so much, Plinio. So this was the Plinio's speech. And guys, again, I ask you to give feedback to him. We're gonna have 1 minute. I ask Alaúzi to tell me when the time is up. Meanwhile, we're gonna listen to some scary songs.
In 1 minute.
Thank you so much, Alaúzi. And guys, we have finished the prepared speeches. Yes, this is the end of the prepared speeches. So I will ask for the timer report of Alaúzi. Alaúzi, can you please tell us if the two speakers they made the speech within the time limits, please?
Okay, Kim. So Alexandre did his speech on 6 minutes and 25 seconds. And Plinio did his speech on 6 minutes and 42 seconds. All of them are eligible for voting, okay? Congrats, guys.
Congratulations, well done. Yes, and Alexandre was impressed. He put the word of the day right in the beginning of his speech, right? Was very clever, fast thinker. And guys, I want you to now, Akiko will share a link So you can vote in the best speaker of the day, the best prepared speech. Plinio, the word of the day is gloomy. All right, guys, so we have finished the voting part. Yeah, that's excellent. And before we move on to the second part, which is the table topics, I want to challenge you. I want to see if you are good at paying attention. I'm gonna share a screen to show a video, and a person will pass through a door in the dark sometimes. And I want you to pay attention and tell me how many times the person crossed to one side to the other. I challenge you to know that. I doubt you can do this because there is a tricky part and people miscount because of that. But let's see who is able to do this. It's gonna be a challenge. Seconds. Fancy portion of. Can you see the door, guys?
Yes.
Okay, so a person will pass, will go back and forth through this door, and I want you to tell me how many times the person did it. Are you ready? So let's do it, guys. Oh my God, what just happened? What was that? Akiko, are you okay? Did
I'm
you
not
survive?
okay. You should have told us.
Oh, you really fell for that. No, it was just a joke, guys. I was trying to scare you. So sorry, Akiko. I'm so sorry. All right. And now, guys, it was just a joke. I'm sorry if you wasn't prepared. And now I'm going to ask you, Juan Milano. Juan Milano, please, you are very much welcome to talk about the topics, table topics. And guys, please receive Juan with a warm applause. Milano, the floor is yours. You are muted, Juan. We cannot listen to you. You're
You
muted.
see my screen now?
Yes.
Perfect. Well, table topics of today is going to be regarding to the team. Recall that the team is horror movies. So I would like some volunteers, if possible, for the first questions or for the first table topics. There is voluntary, or I should pick one. Alus, you want to come first?
That's a forced volunteer, right?
Oh, Luis, you can come also. I don't know which.
All right, maybe. Let's go.
Perfect. What number would you like to choose?
My favorite number is number 5.
Perfect. So let's go to number 5.
It's the easiest one, right?
Yeah. Actually.
Oh, thank you.
Do you have the courage to cut off your food to survive?
By the way, I don't have access to. Wait a minute. Just let me I want to know Alauzi, she's going to be the timer, right? Okay, now I have her. I have her here. Okay. May I start?
Yes, please.
If I would have the cut to cut off my. Okay. I'm not sure, but if I were in this person's place, I once saw a movie, a very famous movie about a mountain climber. He was caught in an avalanche, and he was caught, and then he was kind of buried. He was kind of, in fact, he was trapped, and then he couldn't leave the place for a long time, and then in fact he was one of his feet had been pressed by a huge block of ice, and he could not move it. And the days passed. Nobody came. No rescuers came, and the gloomier the situation became, the scarier he was. And then he was able to survive. I'm not sure, for I think 1 or 2 weeks. I think after that there was no other chance than to remove his own foot, and then he did it, and then he survived. I think if I were in his shoes, I would have done the same. Luckily, he is alive, and he made a movie, and then he's there without a foot, but alive. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Luis, for your answer. So
thank you.
Would you like to propose a new member, or is on volunteers?
Why not Alauzi? Alauzi, as you chose her. Let's see. Would you like Alauzi?
Yeah. I can try. Yeah. Let's go. So 6.
Perfect. Number 6 for Alauzi. 6 is, do you have nightmares? What nightmares can you remember? And tell us a little bit more about that.
Alauzi, I can be your timer.
Oh, thank you so much. So let me.
Can you wait a little bit? Yeah, please pin me. Can you wait a little bit? I set up.
Okay. Let me pin you. 1 second. Oh, I can't see you. Maybe. Okay. I can try here too. Don't worry. Do you have nightmares? What nightmare can you remember? Tell us. Let's go. I need to confess that I rarely remember my nightmares. But you know, when they usually come, generally I'm in a scary situation, like in the dark or in the water, and I'm drowning. So, and I can feel people that I love close to me, and they are screaming and saying, come on, I can help you, come to the surface. But you know, usually when these dreams happens with me, I usually wake up and I become to think about them and what they mean. I try to take some meaning from that, you know, and generally the scary ones are with blood. So when I can see that I'm bloating all the time, or if I can see blood in any person that I love, oh my gosh, this is so terrible. And when I wake up, I feel that I need to call them and ask if they are all right. And I usually do that, but thanks God, all the time they are well and they are, fully healthy. That's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Arauz, for that answer. Would you like to propose a new member?
Yeah, Akiko, can you do? Can you deliver your speech?
Yes, thank you.
Perfect, Akiko. Would you like to tell me a number between 1, 2, 3, 4, and 7? Or you can repeat, I guess.
Can I go with 7?
Yeah, please.
Thank you.
Number 7 is. Are you afraid?
Okay, sorry.
Are you afraid of toys or objects? Would you be scared by Chucky, of Chucky?
Okay, Alonso, let's go. Okay. Am I afraid of toys, objects, or like a Chucky, which is a world famous, the scariest toy? Of course, I'm from Japan and even I know about Chucky and I'm really scared. Why did you choose that topic? Juan, you just put that photo and it's enough for me to be frightened and feel gloomy. But today was a very lucky day for me. I could learn how to enjoy and at least enjoy is too much ambitious, but could sense of the beauty of a horror movie thanks to Alessandro's delivery speech. Oh, now I know how the people who like horror movie enjoy that lots of films, and then they feel, of course, they feel scared, but after that, you feel kind of refreshed, like you feel actually alive. That was very, 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 very. Still, my heart is still beating, but I actually wanted, maybe I should not attend today's meeting when the Kim showed us that why he picked this topics. It's not comfortable at all, but at least I could learn something new. Thanks you guys. Back to you, Juan.
Thank you, Akiko. I'm muted. No, I'm not muted. Okay. Thank you, Akiko, for your answer. It might be scary for some, for others not. But you are keeping on and you're passing your fears away with that, I think, or at least understand you a little bit better. Would you like to propose a new member for the tail topics section?
Oh, Juan, actually, I want you to choose the next one. Can you?
Yeah, perfect.
Thank you.
Since, what about Patricia? Can you do it? You're mute, Patricia.
I'm not now. Okay. So here we go. What do you want me to talk about?
Since you are not related with horror movies, would you like to tell us a history about?
I can talk about horror movies.
Oh, perfect.
Different point. Okay, here goes.
Let's talk about the pick a number, please. Then for 1 to 4.
1 to 4.
You have to share your screen again. It's not showing the screen.
Oh, it's not showing. Okay. Now, perfect.
Can I just tell you what I think a horror movie is?
Better. Go ahead, please.
Can I? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody has talked about a norm. This is a different point of view, so I'm going to speak fast. Everyone has talked about the makeup horror movies, the wicked Chucky and all of that. But horror, real horror, is when it feels in your stomach and heart the overwhelming pain and gloom. Movies such as, they're not called horror movies. Think of Schindler's List, the horror of man's inhumanity to man. That to me is horror, horror beyond belief. There is another director, Tyler Perry, and his movie is called For Black Girls Only. It is the story of 6 women and of all that they have to endure in life, in our modern times, whether it is violence, abuse, all of that. And you feel deep inside yourself such gloom because you feel impotent, and the horror that you cannot change what is going on. That is true horror. The feeling that you cannot stop. You are impotent. You are one human being against a world. Now, this is sometimes made into movies, but it's not called a horror movie. It is only called, perhaps, as I said before, Schindler's List. But we saw every horror that mankind could do in that movie. That is the true horror of life. And when you feel it in your stomach, your heart, and in every part of you, and you wish with all your heart that you could change it, that is the hope. So my view of horror is that view, rather than these horror movies, which I just accept as man's fantasy. Thank you very much for allowing me this time. Thank you, Mr. Table Topics.
Thank you for your comment. That was a nice way to view the life and how the movies are presented, with a gloomy sense or without. So, Patricia, I don't know if Mr. Timer, we still have time for another topic?
You're muted, Alauzi.
Okay, sorry, guys. Let me check here 1 second. Let me see what time. Yeah, we have time for more. So if you want to, we have time for 2 more.
Perfect. So,
yeah, that's it.
Towards end. Patricia, would you like to propose a new member to answer the table topics or to improvise?
How about Brianna?
How did I know, Patricia, you're going to pick me?
Because I want to say hello to you, and now I'm going to mute. Hi, Brianna.
Hi, everyone. Okay, Juan, what number am I allowed to pick? What's left?
1 to 4, you might choose one of them.
Okay, 3.
Perfect. Thank you. And number 3 is, will you participate in games competition in order to win billions of dollars? You might die during the games. Would you be able? Chan, chan, chan.
This is not, when I think of this, I don't really think of horror movies, but I am familiar with the Hunger Games. So I'm going to talk about something not as close to horror movies, but something close to my heart that's very similar to this. So the question is, would you participate in game or competition in order to win billions of dollars in which you may die during the games? I do participate in something like that, and it's called bodybuilding. I know this is out of the norm, but for this sport, it is incredibly, incredibly difficult. And for those of you who don't know, it requires a lot of dedication. And at the professional level, bodybuilders do put themselves at risk, and they challenge themselves not only to a very strict diet, but a lot of professional bodybuilders, unfortunately, use steroids and use other substances that does put their life in danger. And I ask myself, is that really all worth it? To me, it's not worth it. Don't put yourself in a circumstance where you might be risking your life. That's way too dangerous. It's not worth it. As a sport or as a passion, drive as much as you want to. But when you're putting your health at risk or your own life, it's not worth it. Dedicate yourself to a passion or a sport or a competition in which you may not have to lose your life or put your risk put your health at risk. That's it.
Thank you very much, Brianna. That was very insightful to know that, yeah, some situations are generating risk for us. So Brianna, would you like to invite someone to be our last table topics?
Yeah, I'm going to invite Raquel.
Perfect, Raquel.
Okay, let's go for number 1.
Perfect, Raquel. Nice choice. Are you afraid of clowns? What makes them scarier or scary?
Well, until I watched some horror movies, I wasn't actually scary about clowns at all, but it showed me that they can be really scary. But I think that when I think of why clowns may be scary, the first thing that comes to my mind is that clowns, you can really distinguish the person that is behind all the makeup and all the clothes. So it's not an open relationship, sort of a trust one, because you really don't know what's behind the masks, behind the clothes. So this can be really scary because you can get tricked by it, right? You can first enjoy this thing and everything, but then you don't know what may happen later. So I think for not just clowns, but for everyone that use some kind of mask to work in the day, to do the things, may be jobs or relationships, it can be scary because of this. If you don't know where are you stepping to, it can be hard at the end. Back to you, Juan.
Thank you, Raquel. So, timer, can you evaluate if all of the participants are possible or they deliver the speech on time or the improvisation on time?
Okay, thank you, Juan. So I will give you my report. So Luis did his speech in 1 minute and 39 seconds. Alauzi, me, I did my speech on 1 minute and 34 seconds. Akiko, 1 minute and 30. Patricia, 2 minutes and 5. And Brianna, 1 minute and 47. And now Raquel, 1 minute, 33 seconds. So all of us are eligible for voting.
That's
excellent, excellent. So Akiko, I am gonna ask you to send, please, the link for us to vote in the best impromptu speech of the day, right, guys? So allow us to please count 1 minute for us.
Vote is over.
All right.
Yeah, and
right.
we have...
Thank you so much. Now, guys, that we have done this, it's time for the feedback. One of the most important parts, yes, I think the most important parts of the meeting. So We're gonna have the evaluator feedback to talk about what was good and what can improve in Plinius and Alexandre's presentations. The first one is gonna be Brianna Paris, Queen of Talk. She will talk about Alexandre Magno. Yes, she has from 2 to 3 minutes to present her evaluation. Brianna, the floor is yours.
Alexandre, okay, great speech. I really enjoyed it. So I want to point out 3 things that I thought you excelled really, really well at, and that was eye contact and the use of the word of the day. So really good job on using that. The other 2 things are capturing the audience attention and being concise. So capturing the audience's attention with your stories about how your first horror story at the age of 11 really impacted you. And then the story about you and your wife and your passion for horror movies, that really made your speech relatable to the audience. And I really like that. Always starting off with a personal story is a good method for beginning a speech. The other thing is being concise. So I'm a huge advocate for letting the audience know what you're going to talk about. And you did that really well when you started talking about the 3 reasons that people enjoy horror movies, and then you went on to discuss those. So I really like that. I would definitely recommend that you continue to be concise and use those talking points in your speech. You may want to work on maybe not excluding a little bit of your audience. During your one part of your speech, you said, I don't know what's wrong with those who don't like horror movies. And when you said that, for me, I was like, oh no, I don't like horror movies. So maybe rephrasing that a little bit so it's inclusive for everybody in your audience, and nobody feels kind of left out. Because I'm sure I'm not the only one that doesn't like horror movies. I don't like horror movies. I get nightmares at night. And lastly, to challenge yourself, I would definitely say the use of hand gestures. So there was one part of your speech in which you said, believe that it is evil, and you used your hands like this. And I really like that because it grabbed the audience attention. Using your hands or your body to emphasize those points really adds some chutzpah to your speech. And I really think that challenging yourself to use that more throughout your speech would really even just bring it to the next level and make your speeches better. And that is it.
Thank you, Brianna. Thank you so much for the feedback. Alexandre, I'm sure he will benefit from it immensely. And now, as our second evaluator, we have Raquel Melo. She will give her evaluation about Plinio Pinheiro's speech. Raquel, the floor is yours.
Thank you, everyone. Guys, I want to start by pointing out my favorite part of Plinio's speech, which was the theme, because it's funny enough, the theme of this meeting is horror movies. Alexandre, when he started his speech talking about horror movies, and then when I saw the title of Plinio's speech, it doesn't sound like it's going to be related to the theme, but for my great surprise, I caught myself thinking about horror movies. In what sense? One thing that used to call a lot of my attention as I was watching horror movies in the past was that some of them showed us that the evil is not exactly just in supernatural or clowns or toys, but the evil can also be in us, human beings. And when you start, Plinio, talking about how the difficulties that the woman was going through to raise her children, to provide for them in the best way, and then this was used by a radio station just so they could they could play with her beliefs, with her faith. This is evil, right? And it's one of the worst things that we can do as human beings, is to play with other one's feelings. So I think that was for me, the greatest part in your speech was to get to think about this stuff. So thank you for that. You asked me to watch the vocal variety, which is your project, and I think was very well used. I used to see you in other meetings. You were always very eloquent and very excited about everything you talked. And this time I could see this excitement in the right times. But then as the story asked to, the story demanded from you, you also backed down a little bit when was needed. So I think it was very great to see that. I think you achieved what you were looking for this time. And I also liked the use of gestures. I think was a strong point also. And to improve, I would challenge you to do a little bit more of eye contact, looking at the camera right here. I know it's tempting to look a little bit below because you want to see the audience reaction, right? I understand that, but also it's nice if you can at least alternate between the camera and the audience, so you can get the greatest of both worlds. So congratulations, Plinio. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Just writing down my grammar report here. All right. So guys, now that we have seen this, we have seen all the evaluators. I'm gonna ask Alauzi, please give us the reports of the evaluators so we can see if they are eligible to be voted.
Thank you, King. So Brianna did her evaluation on 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and Raquel did her evaluation on 3 minutes and 20 seconds. So both of them are eligible for voting.
Excellent. So guys, now let's vote for the best evaluator of the day. Akiko, please send us the link in the chat box so we can vote. There you go, guys. There is the poll. All right, it's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. Right. All right. All right. Now, guys, we're gonna go towards the end of the meeting, and I'm gonna ask you, the greatest chess player in Paraná, to talk to us about the encounter reports. Gilmar, can you please talk to us?
I'm going to share with you the information I collected here in my Google Sheet. We had the Toastmaster of the day using the word "a" 2 times. Just that, Kim. And Juan Milano repeated the words cut off, just that. Raquel Melo repeated how, I, what, and it. Luis Carlos Ferreira used the word "a" 12 times. It is not a gloom situation because you know he is a great speaker. Just to care a little more about that, we had with Luis 2 and 1 okay paused. And Brianna, just one time, just once, he used a and repeated they, that. And the last, Raquel, used the pause word a, filling words ons, and repetitions. We had by, and when. Just these two. And it's finished, the information I collected here. And back to you, Kim.
Thank you so much, Juma. Right. And Juma was the last one to speak before the Grammarian Reports, and that's good because now I have a full report to give you. All right, guys. So the role of the grammarian is to help you to be conscious, be mindful of your pronunciation, of your grammar mistakes. So I'm gonna point out some of the common mistakes that I've noticed throughout the meeting so we can improve it. First of all, I want you to call attention for two words: monitor, monitoring. The stress is in the beginning of the sentence, not in the middle. Some people tend to say monitor or monitor, I don't know, but it's monitor, monitoring, yes? And the last, another advice of pronunciation, guys, pay very much attention between the difference between sheet and shit. Sheets, we use sheets to talk about paper, a sheet of paper. You can say sheets to talk about your bed, you use sheets to cover yourself, yes? And we have, when you have that Google thing, we say Google Sheets, yeah? If you say Google Shit, it's gonna be awkward, yeah? So keep that in mind. Regarding some grammar mistakes, I heard filling words. The correct is filler words. Someone said, God don't exist. You're offending God twice because you're denying his existence and denying the match between God and don't. It's God doesn't exist. So I also heard listen your speech. Don't forget, guys, listen is never alone. It's always listen to. They are partners. So listen to your speech. This is one of the common mistakes I've ever seen I don't know if only Brazilian people, but especially Brazilian people, they say, thanks God. It's thank God. Thank God that didn't happen. Thank God. Yeah, you don't conjugate the thank. Another person said, where you are stepping to. I'm not sure. I think it's stepping on. I'm gonna ask Patricia to confirm with me. We say stepping on something, right? Not stepping to. Can you unmute yourself?
You step onto something, not step to. Step
Excellent.
on.
So guys, it's confirmed, yes. And I want you to call another attention to, I'm not sure this is a mistake, but it's not the normal expression. Someone said you're gonna have the greatest of both worlds. Usually we say we're gonna have the best of both worlds. I can understand greatest, but it's not the common expression. And I would like to praise someone as well, yes. Someone used the verb to point out. I think this verb is very useful. It's a very assertive verb to use when we want to point out something. And I encourage you to use this kind of verb in your speeches, all right? And that was my grammarian report to help you improve your English. It's very funny to be applauded in silence. Now, guys, I invite you all to turn on your cameras, please. If Alexandre can turn on the camera, I don't know, and look directly into the hole of the camera so we can take a picture and remember this day. Akiko can make her face of scary face when she saw the video, if she wants. So guys, let's go. 1, 2, 3. And that's it. I for some reason, I will be in the picture making the number 3. I'm gonna save the picture and that's it, perfect. And now guys, after all we've went through, after everything, we're gonna finally know the winners of the day. So for that part, I would like the audience to do a drum roll. And then we're gonna find out the best of the best. And Patricia Wolf was the best table topics. Congratulations, Patricia. You touched our hearts with your story about true horror movies. The Schindler List, that's a true horror movie, not it, not Fred Krueger. Yeah, not Jason. The Schindler's List is a true horror movie. Yes, you touched my heart with your speech. And I'm sure you also touched the audience hearts. Thank you so much. And congratulations. And the evaluator, the best evaluator of the day is, drum roll, Raquel Mello. Congratulations on your evaluation. Yes, I hope you can take this role more times, challenge yourself more times, because you contribute a lot for those who are listening to them. Yes, so you did a very nice feedback, a very nice evaluation. Congratulations. And the best prepared speech of the day is, and the Oscar goes to Plinio Pinheiro, our guest. Congratulations, Plinio. It was a very nice speech. Yes, it made us reflect about some stuff. And I'm very glad that you accepted the invitation to come to our club, and now that you have received the prize. Yes, so I'm very happy for you. Thank you so much for coming in this meeting. And guys, that's it for today. I have some final announcements. We have decided to change the meeting formats due to lack of participation in English meetings. We reduced the meetings from 2 to 1 meeting in English. All right. So the first Saturday of the month will be Portuguese. The second will be English. The third will be Portuguese again. And the fourth Saturday of the month, we won't host any meetings. Instead, we will host a social gathering for those who are fully vaccinated and are willing to participate, okay? We ask you to only go if you feel protected. And that's it. So next week, we won't have any meeting, or any Toastmasters meeting. Instead, we're gonna have a meeting at a cafe to celebrate Halloween. So I invite you all to come and dress dark clothes to the meeting so we can celebrate it properly, right? And so that brings us to the next meeting. The next meeting will be on November 6th. It's going to be a Portuguese meeting. So the next English meeting will be on November 13th. Right, November 13th. So you can, if you want to schedule to prepare yourself to attend the meeting, you know the dates. All right, so thank you so much for coming. Especially thanks to Patricia Wolf. She came all the way from the United States to come here and talked about horror movies in such a nice way. Plinio for coming here also from another club and deliver such a beautiful speech. And I would like to listen to Fabio Nonato, but he said he was a little bit shy today, right? So I let him be silent for a bit, yes. But I hope you can be more active if you participate in another occasion. And also thanks to Juan Milano, who came here to save us and be the Table Topics Master. Thank you so much, Juan. It was a very nice participation. And I hope to see you in the next meeting. Thank you for being with us.
Portuguese is kind of complicated for me right now because I don't know that much, so I will come on in English. Or if you want to come and talk Spanish, you can go.
All right. Tell us about your club. Where's your club from? Tell us about it.
Okay, our club is on Chile. It's called After Office, Toastmaster After Office. We gather the meetings on Tuesdays from 7:30 to 9 p.m. Kinish. And we do 1 on Spanish, 3 on English, 2 on English, sorry, and 1 week free, let's say. So if you want to come and practice Spanish or English,
beautiful.
Pretty well.
I like. Are we allowed to drink some wine from Chile?
Yeah, you can, but you might have to go to buy it over there.
Come on, you can send us by mail. Don't be stingy.
Pretty cheap in that.
All right. Thank you so much for the invitation, guys. So keep that in mind, guys. If you ever want to visit Chile, you have Juan Milano, and he's a very nice guy. Yes. Thank you so much. That's it, guys. Bye-bye for you.
Bye-bye.
Have a nice weekend.
Bye. Nice weekend.
Bye-bye. It's a pleasure.
Bye.
See you, Ness.
See you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye,
Okay.
everyone.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for coming. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
You have a nice Saturday. Hi, bye. 終わった。